Found out at a very young age I was adopted. Had a really good childhood. Was always disturbed by the fact that I was abandoned by my biological family. From there on started the drugs and alcohol, where I found my security for years. With that, I lost everything else around me. Was incarcerated, got a DUI or two. But still didn't have what I was missing in my life. I began working a 12-step program, invited God into my life one time a few years back. And out of nowhere, I got medical records from the hospital I was born in. I thought that maybe that was God giving me that closure that I needed. That still wasn't it. That's not what was missing in my life. So I continued drinking. And I continued hurting others. I would crawl in liquor stores begging people to take the money out of my hand to buy what I needed. And I would thus go into an alcoholic seizure, just crawling through the door. I've been hospitalized over 42 times for alcoholic seizures. Somebody told me in this 12-step program that I'm in, you will find God one day. And when you do, you'll know it. So a few months back, I was having a really rough time in trying to stay sober by myself. Without God, I was still living selfishly, self-centered, and very dishonestly. I wasn't honest with myself or anybody else around me. I got into my car and I was heading straight for the liquor store. I had stopped at a gas station. I picked up 2 big cans of alcohol, had them in my passenger seat, got in my car, and started laughing at myself like, that is not enough. There's no way that that's enough. Got in my car, went to hit a radio station on my radio and hit on Shine.fm. I honestly do not know what happened in that car at that very moment, but it drew me to pull my car over, get out of my car and get on my knees and beg God to help me. For the first time in my life, I really truly wanted help. By His mercy, I feel like I was forgiven at that very moment for everything that I ever did, from the minute behind that all the way back to when I was a child. And God's grace picked me up off that ground, and some lady pulled over. She's like, "Ma'am, do you need an ambulance?" I'm like, "No, I don't need an ambulance. Had I made it to that liquor store, I would have." The Hurt and the Healer. And I listened to it every day, ever since that day. It's like the song came on at the perfect time, right when I was heading towards that destruction, because I was done. I was just done trying. The phone number came on for Shine.fm, and I got on the phone, and I lost it. You guys saved my life. Saved my life. I had no other direction to find God. I did not know what to do. I thought that I was alone. I thought that I was the only one in this world with this problem. You know, alcohol was my God. And it's like that day I ran into the healer. And there was some sort of divine intervention to stop me, because I couldn't stop myself and nobody else could stop me. I then asked God to become a part of my life. And I turned my will and my life over to Him. I began making amends to other people. I began studying and reading the Bible and becoming a part of a church and becoming a part of a community. And that's only by God's grace. Without all of this happening, with not only that day getting in my car, but with the constant companionship of being able to call your radio station and just touch base, knowing that you guys are still there from that day. Nobody has helped me the way that you guys did that day, showing me what God can do through a radio in a car was pretty powerful. So I'm very grateful.